Anthony Joshua will fight Francis Ngannou on March the 9th, I believe it is, with Zhilei Zhang and Deontay Wilder on the undercard. Not confirmed if they'll fight each other, but chances are they probably will. They kind of fit, don't they? You'd pick Zhang, wouldn't you, in all honesty? I know Zhang's 40 years old, but Wilder is he's 38 and possibly older in fight years than Zhang is. Kind of things I will just mention about this that kind of stuck my mind about this. First off, I find it odd in one way but not in another that Anthony Joshua is going to fight Francis Ngannou. Firstly, because all we've heard sort of over the last 6 to 12 months from Team Joshua and Team Hearn is all they're interested in is becoming three-time heavyweight champion of the world. So we all thought we're going to go down the Hrgovic route, and that will lead us into IBF title, going that way quite sort of comfortably. So to go the Ngannou route that kind of doesn't evolve that position or that doesn't forward that move to becoming three-time heavyweight champion of the world, certainly not in a amount of fights sort of basis. So obviously they are getting, people talk about the bag, they're getting a lorry full of bags, aren't they, for that? Because that's the only reason that's going ahead, isn't it? Because, you know, if you're intent on becoming three-time heavyweight champion of the world and that is your only goal, that is your only mission and your target, and we're to believe you, then it's a massive bag that's going to make you divert from that. Secondly, with Ngannou. Now, post Ngannou, because the same as everyone else, none of us expected the Fury Ngannou fight to go the way that did. But a lot of people don't know this. Francis Ngannou's first etchings on his soul, the first skills he learned, the first introduction to combat sports he had was Queensberry Rules boxing. In France, he spent the first year or 2 years of his fight sport education learning exclusively Queensberry Rules boxing. So his intentions, his aspirations growing up and looking at his sort of his passion for fighting, his fight career were Queensberry Rules boxing. He trained Queensberry Rules boxing for about 2 years before someone else mentioned to him he should go to try MMA, go to an MMA gym, which he did. So now, the same as when you're training a dog. If you get a dog from a puppy and you do all your training and your groundwork with a puppy, that the first things you instill in it in that first 6 months to a year of its life are the ones that kind of stay with it. And as humans, that's kind of how we are. And in a way, when you equate that to boxers, this is why when a certain fighter leaves one trainer and goes to another, a lot of people say it takes 3 to 4 fights, 3 to 4 fight camps for the implications and the changes from the new training camp take to really instill, because sort of erasing the learnt behaviour and the learnt techniques that on the blank canvas, wiping them off and installing new ones can't always be done. Not even all fighters can do it. So what I'm trying to say is, when you couple the fact that all Francis Ngannou's fundamentals in fight sports were the fundamentals from Queensberry Rules traditionally boxing, not MMA, and when you align those with the fact that he's fought at the elite level, the highest level in MMA, and what made him successful in MMA was his striking, was his punching. It wasn't his jiu-jitsu, it wasn't his wrestling, it was his striking. That was what gave him success, and that is what made him UFC heavyweight champion of the world. So when you couple those two things, the first learnt techniques and the first schooling in fight sports being Queensberry Rules boxing, and the fact he then went on to become the elite of the elite, a top tier UFC heavyweight champion, and then you throw in the fact that Tyson Fury was horrendous, even though he won most of the rounds for me. There was someone in the comments said that Francis Ngannou won every round. I won't read your name out because I don't want to embarrass you. But if that's, yeah, anyway. But so yeah, kind of retrospectively, yes, he was a professional boxing novice, but he had boxing fundamentals and had boxed at the highest level in MMA. So you couple those things together, and the fact that Fury was poor, retrospectively, is that as big a shock as looking back, not a massive shock when you look at it like that. So yeah, March the 9th, isn't it? So strange decision. And then, so who do we pick? I've got to say, as decent as Ngannou is, and as sort of okay and good that he looked against Fury, because Fury was awful, I'll pick Joshua, don't we? Do we not? Is anyone going to pick Ngannou over Joshua? And especially, like I said in my previous video, this evolved version of Joshua that's more calculated, more measured, and kind of more careful. Joshua's now become essentially a box puncher, hasn't he? That's what he is now, for all intents and purposes. So, yeah, but really interesting fight, isn't it? As that builds, we're all going to get more and more interested. But yeah, that was all I wanted to cover on that. Anyway, I'm out. I'll see you all soon. Peace.